Good morning, 8th graders. So today we are going to be doing an air pollution activity, and it involves the AQI, or the Air Quality Index. This is a rating essentially telling you what the air quality is like before you even step outside. Some people during their weather log investigation saw that the air quality in some regions were very, very poor and very, very unhealthy compared to others. So we're going to go through this. I'm going to kind of give you a quick little rundown of how to set this up. And then this is an article that you're going to need to use in order to truly understand the graph and whatnot. So this is linked in Schoology. I have a couple copies at my front lab station if you need for these, but let's work on this together. So let's just focus in. I'm gonna just bring it a little closer so you can see. Let's see if I can get my paper straight. So I'm gonna go through and just read. Okay, so Air Quality Index. The Air Quality Index, or AQI, is an index for reporting daily air quality. It tells you how clean or polluted your air is and what associated health concerns you should be aware of. The AQI focuses on health effects that can happen within a few hours or days after breathing polluted air. The EPA uses the AQI. The EPA is the Environmental Protection Agency. Uses the AQI for 5 major air pollutants regulated by the Clean Air Act: ground level ozone, particulate matter, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, and nitrogen dioxide. For each of these pollutants, the EPA has established national air quality standards to protect against harmful health. So if you wanted to look into like what the EPA is and the Clean Air Act, they have a link here. It has not, this one has not been updated since 2003, but I'm pretty sure when you go in here, you are going to see the most accurate data. Okay, so your directions for this activity: cut out the air quality index below and fill in the missing information. 2. Use the AQI and the data table to complete the bar graph comparing the air quality of 3 different cities. Be sure to color each bar labeled A, B, or C in your graph according to the value of the AQI. Use the graph to identify the cause of low air quality for each city, then cut and paste the graph and questions along with the AQI in your Science Interactive Notebook. So, instead of Science Interactive Notebook, you are going to on a piece of construction paper. Okay, so this is your data table. Before you even can look at this, we first have to identify the air quality index and what color is associated with them, what health concerns we typically have with this. And the only way to really get that information, let me pull my camera back a little bit, is if you actually look at the air quality index. So this is provided through the EPA as to what the air quality index is and explains it a little bit further. So I have gone through. This is not on all of the papers, on all the papers, obviously, and especially if you're looking at it online. But when you open up the document, you will be looking for page 2. Okay? And on page 2, you have what do the AQI values mean. Okay? So it's a little hard to see in the photocopied document, but this is what we got, friends. So I'm going to take out all my fun pens. I love when Will plays with my pens before I get there. Okay, So I'm going to just kind of scooch this. So we are looking for the AQI of good. What color is typically associated with good? So if we come down here, good is anywhere from 0 to 50 value. So that's like the number of particulates per a certain like area or volume, I should say. And typically with good, we associate the color of green. So let's hope that Will hasn't used up all my green. So the color green. Okay. So this table doesn't tell me anything more. So I'm just going to go through and I am going to identify my colors. So green, yellow, orange, red, purple, maroon. Maroon is like a purpley, reddy color. Okay. So I'm just going to go through that. I'm going to get a couple written down. So yellow, orange, red. I don't like red, so I don't usually have a red on hand. So for my sake, I'm going to use pink, like a dark pink, but red. Purple for very unhealthy. And that's one that's almost dead. And then finally maroon. So like I said, kind of this like reddish purpley color. Maroon. Okay, so that. Now we have to figure out what are the health concerns associated. So the table for your color is on page 2. The health concerns associated with it are found on the next page. So I'm going to assume 3, even though it doesn't say a number. Okay, so I'm going to just write it up here. 3. Okay, and it's all listed here. So like with good, the AQI value for your community is between 0 and 50. The air quality is satisfactory and poses little to no health risks. So health concerns, little to no health risks. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do there. You will go through and you will read everything else. It goes down in the same order that it is on here, but also if you want to make sure your values are lining up, so the 51 to 100, all that for moderate. Okay, so you're going to do the rest of that. Now, I'm going to talk to you about this graph. Okay, and I'm just going to tear these two apart because it's so much easier. I don't need this anymore. Okay, so it already has a graph laid out for you. Okay, January through December, values from 0 to 300. The January, February are the only ones that I think are kind of difficult to see, but what you're going to be doing is you are going to be plotting for cities A, B, and C. Okay, I'm going to state that you have to use a pencil, okay, because you want to be able to erase things in case you make a mistake, okay, and because you're not shading these in any random sort of coloration. You are going to be shading these in according to the actual AQI and the colors that are associated with them. Okay, so I'm going to set those up here off to the side. So for January in City A, okay, January in City A, they had an air quality average of 50. So there are, if I look over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. You're trying to fit in 3 cities. I would just skip a line in between. And then this one, of course, is going to be the most challenging. But we're looking at 50. I'm just going to go here. And then I'm going to grab a ruler because I'm a little anal about this. And I'm going to make sure that I make my line. Okay, so that is for city A. Okay, for city B, they had an average air quality of 99. So I'm going to skip a line, and then I'm going to go just right below, right below the 100. And again with my straight edge, because I'm just particular like that. Granted, not a super straight line, but okay. So this is city B. And then city C had an average air quality of 10. So I'm just going to go a little bit above here. And done. Okay, and then this is city C. Okay, so now that I have that, I am going to shade in these bars according to where they fall on the air quality category. Okay, so 50 is right at the top of being within the good value. So I'm going to take my green marker or pen, pencil, whatever. Okay, and I'm going to shade that green. B is 99, which falls at the high range of the moderate. So I'm going to take my yellow. I'm going to shade that in. Then we have C, which was only at 10, which is on the lower end of the green. Okay, so I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to keep continuing to do that with each month. 3 lines, 3 colors, according to their air quality index. Okay, so hopefully that all helps you out with what that is. Now, there are 3-ish questions. Okay, so which North American city's AQI increases possibly due to cold weather? Which North American city AQI increases possibly due to a volcano or forest fire? And then which North American city's AQI increases possibly due to warm weather, ozone, or carbon dioxide? Okay, so you will just write either A, B, or C on each of these lines to explain why they may have had an increase in their AQI sometime throughout this calendar year. Okay, fantastic. After you're done with this, you can just kind of clean up the page a little bit. This then also needs to be pasted onto the construction paper so that I have it all. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask our teachers. We are here to help. Awesome. Thank you.